Yeah, yeah. Making her way to the mic. They start dimming the lights. You start feeling alright. From Birmingham, home of the Teddy Longs, and the room is stutters. More once you discover. For all of the lovers, Whitney Houston and Roman Reigns. For all of the lovers, and Mickey James and Marvin Gaye. For all of the lovers, and Sasha Banks, Janelle Monáe, Silk, Sonic, and Paige. Allow me to say, look, I just found a place, sweet escape. Every one of us, I was kinda late, cause I just made it off the struggle bus. Walking by the fate, cause I know it's right in front of us. Yo, I ain't with the hate, gotta focus on what's great. Ladies and gentlemen, Steph Hardy is on the air. Had to drop a couple bars just to make you all aware. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. You know I go by Joe or the rest of the flow, yeah.
Hey y'all, welcome to a brand new episode of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with your girl Stephanie Hardy. But of course, I'm not alone. The dynamic duo is back. We are back here live with my girl Bianca Addison, who has been gone for a while, but she's back with the jump off. How have you been, Bianca?
Busy, overwhelmed, blessed, and highly favored. I'm so glad to be back. I've missed hearing that song. Oh my gosh. Shout out to the composer and the rapper on that song, Joe the Flow. Oh my God. Every time we start this podcast, I always look forward to your song. Oh my God. Amazing. But yeah, I've been very busy. Yeah, but again, I'm very happy to be back. And happy birthday, Bret Hart. It's his birthday today. Representing the Hart Foundation, the Hart family. Hey, Natty girl.
Yeah, it's a lot of Hart stuff going on, especially with AEW just finishing their Owen Hart Cup. Happy birthday to Bret Hart. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Pink and black is just always a classic color in wrestling. Like, it just never, the Hart colors and the Hart energy just never ceases to stop and just never ceases to just stop being a life force in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So respect to the Hart family always, man. Gotta love them. So I love that you're wearing your t-shirt, and I have on pink, but it's not heart pink, but either way, y'all get the point.
Look at the setting. It's pink and
Yeah.
black. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pink and black. It's all meant to flow into things. And I just like the color pattern is just very feminine. And I think that's really what the vibe I was just trying to give for it. But shout out to StreamYard for all of the varieties of backgrounds they have. But yeah, we're back for a new episode. And of course, there has been so much that has happened in the world of professional wrestling. We just got off of a power-packed weekend full of many events and announcements and just so much on the road to bigger pay-per-views that are happening, like within AEW, and TNA just got finished with Slammiversary. Then we have SummerSlam on the horizon. There is just a whole lot to talk about. There's just so much wrestling going on at a time. And I'm just so glad we're back together to talk about it, Bianca. But first, we got to get into something special that happened to you that you wanted to talk about. Of course, this is where we talk about people Bianca has met in wrestling. And so far, since she's hosted the show, she has met so many amazing people. But this one is very personal because this is someone who is her absolute fave in the entire world. Bianca got to meet CM Punk, the best in the world. Oh my God, Bianca. When you showed me this and sent this to me, I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, this is such a huge deal. So, first of all, congratulations. I'm so happy that you got to meet him and talk with him a little bit. So, and then of course, after that, I got to meet the Hardy Boys, which I did discuss on a previous episode. But this is your moment. So, Bianca, tell me and tell everybody at home how you got to meet CM Punk. What was going
Okay.
on in your world?
Okay, so I am a part of this neuro inclusive theater arts program called Epic Players. They have a company. They're based in both New York and Los Angeles. They help in people on the autism spectrum and who are neurospicy. Um, uh, feel comfortable and get it. They teach. They help us. They help us with the arts and discover what we want to do in the arts. Some people know are already established actors. Some are not. I am not, but I have had that bug of performing for as long as I've been alive, and finding this program really allow me to like really allow me to make those dreams a reality. So I knew I wanted to like sing and perform. I didn't. I was so I was already in the middle of rehearsing for this cabaret that I performed in last Wednesday. It was my first cabaret and my first time performing in like a number of years. So I was like, that was very exciting. So in the middle of all that, I was asked by the program runners if I am well, yeah, I was asked to. Well, actually they wanted me to be a part of this special performance for this lost for this for Netflix for this Netflix is a joke. The whole the for Netflix is a joke, and Netflix it's to support autism programs and autism acceptance and awareness. So I got to perform in the choir. Well, maybe it was me and like 9 or 10 other people. It was 9 other people. I got to perform with Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Kimmel, and Jon Stewart. I know I gagged too. And when I knew I would be, and this was at the Hollywood Bowl. It's a very iconic venue in Los Angeles. It's like it's as big as Staples Center. It's as well, it's just not well. I still call it Staples Center. Get off me. So um so I it was at the Hollywood Bowl, and I followed this page. Um, it's followed this page who announced the one of the guests on who will be on a part of this that night. And I was minding my own business, scrolling through Instagram, and then I see that CM Punk would be there, would be a guest. And and when I saw that, I said, "Oh my God, I am at the right place at the right time. This was meant to be. I am there. He is there. What is happening, Lord?" Um, so, so I said to myself, "I'm going to meet CM Punk. I don't care what. I don't care what anything. I don't care about it. I don't care what happens that night. I am going to meet CM Punk. I know it was going to happen." So we got to the Hollywood Bowl. I was wearing my CM Punk shirt because manifest. Let's go. Put it on the universe. It works. So I was on stage. Whoa, actually, before we went on stage to perform. We were in the dressing room. We were in the dressing room, and we can see there's a TV, and we can see like who was rehearsing. And then, like, again, right place at the right time. Turn around, see with Steve Carell. Oh my gosh. I was again, right place at the right time. I just looked at the screen, mesmerized there. Oh my god, he's right there. He's right there. He's right there. I was like, he's right there. I was like, universe, Lord, how I was to reach out. So, so it's time to take. It's time to get on the red carpet, on the carpet to take photos with the group, and then after we were done taking photos, we some of the performers went to get food, and some of went I was like stuck around. So like I was just looking up a sample. And I was close to we were close to the talent room. And then I asked someone, because I wasn't sure if I can go, although I'm wearing the artist badge. And then I just asked I asked one of the security, I asked, can I go into the talent room? She said, yeah. And so my group went in with me. And then when I opened the door, there he was looking at a paper. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, there he is. There he is. There he is. I kid you not. Oh my. And then my anxiety started to, my nerves started to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
So I slowly walked over to him with sweat on my forehead. Not too much, like not dripping, just like sweat. Mind you, I'm wearing the leather jacket. And then some people were talking to him ahead of me. And then like after that person was done talking to me, I just said, hi, I'm Bianca. He was like, I was like, hi, I'm Bianca. He's like, hi, Bianca. I was like, oh my God. And then I just started to like tell him how much he means to me, how like just started to like tell him I need more time. I just told him like I just thanked him for being him, being real. I thanked him for being there. I told him what he means to me. About when I told him about when he stuck up to women, when Chris Brown came after him for beating up women. That meant a lot to me because I told him that I'm a child abuse survivor and I witnessed domestic violence in the house. So him speaking up about that made me like think, oh my God, I wish I had someone like him in my corner, like someone to defend me, because like no one did. Like, besides, no one did. So like, and then I think why I keep him so close is like I don't have that male figure in my life. So for him to like allow me to like feel heard and seen, being the voice of the voiceless, I don't take that lightly, because I know what it's like to like not be heard and like be an outcast. I like when I was talking to him, like I remember him smiling the whole time, like he's seeing on the right photo, like just looking at me, smiling as I was like telling him everything in that short amount of time, everything that I could, everything that I got to tell him what he means to me. And I thanked him for coming back to WWE. He said, "You're welcome." And I told him that I cry every time. I've cried through almost every single Chicago homecoming. He's like, "Yeah, me too."
Oh.
One of the things that still bothers me is like I told him I made an error. I told him that yes, I'm from a small town. And then he's like, "Where are you from?" Now I didn't want to say San Gabriel because I wasn't sure if he's heard of the city. So I just said Los Angeles. He's like, "That's a big city." I'm like, "Yeah, I
Look, if you're from the smaller city, be real, but here's the thing though. I do that sometimes too because if people don't know the smaller city, you just say the bigger city that's just
right.
close to it. That's
Yeah,
the smart thing to do. I mean,
yeah."
so a lot of people do that. So it's okay. Like there's no shame in that.
I should have. Wish I said. I could have said I'm from the Los. It's in the Los Angeles County, but like it's. I was start mesmer. Oh, I was tight. I was like the anxiety and like, oh my
Mhm.
god, it's him. I waited many years for this moment, and and ugh. It was worth it. I told him that I met AJ 3 times. That his face was like, "You one time, come on, allow us to meet again. I'm going to Iran. I'm going to Iran, July 27th. See you there, manifested." I've done. Hey, it works. It works. But they say never meet your heroes, and like I disagree. It's I'm all I. This is what like this is why I'm glad that like I'm only fans of people who are great to fans, who and they show it. Like before, oh my god, before I went up to him, like I had that picture, had that video, um, in my head of him pushing that guy in Vegas. I was like, oh god, nope, stay back, stay back. You know he's sweet when he's sweet to you when you're sweet to him. So like, nope, I gotta hold on now, be careful. I got so scared. But but he said that he would watch the performance. I hope he did. I really hope he did. And you took those photos and and then I got to hug him for like 10 seconds. I just didn't let go. And like
Oh.
his blazer was so soft. And like he just didn't and the fact that he didn't say, okay, that's enough. He just let me. That really meant a lot to me that he did that.
Mhm.
Because I don't get hugs a lot. Not to put myself down, but like I don't get hugs a lot. So that meant a lot to me. And his kindness and like attentiveness really meant a lot to me. And like I just can't thank him enough for like being my voice and my hero. I'm so happy I got to tell him that. And I really hope we can meet again. Because I have a gift for you. I'm bad for looking at you now. But AJ and Punk are so great. I love them so much. They're amazing.
I'm
Like,
so happy. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
you're good. You're
But I'm so happy that you had that experience, and clearly it means so much to you, because it's like you say, people say, don't meet your heroes or whatever, but there are a lot of times where you meet people that really like, and they turn out to be everything that you either imagine them to be in your head and even more.
right.
And I feel like every wrestling fan, with a pure conscience and a pure intention deserves that, one-on-one time with their favorite person. And of course, getting to have a great experience with them. And I'm so happy that you found the courage within yourself to, walk up to him and say hi. And because that's not an easy thing to do. Like, because even me now, like, even I will still get nervous. But of course, when, because it's like you were talking about performing and singing, like growing up, with me singing and performing and sort of perfecting my craft and that sort of thing, you have to learn to sort of compartmentalize your nerves and put them down to the point to where you can move towards your goal. And
Yeah.
you did that when it came to, not only when it came to performing, which I'm sure you did an excellent job doing because I saw those pictures, that was nice, but and at the Hollywood Bowl too, like that's incredible. And then on top of that, getting to meet your hero who you have gushed and gushed and gushed about on the show. Like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad that you found the courage to meet him and talk to him and he was receptive to you. And you guys had an amazing experience. And now you can live with that joy forever. And hopefully it can happen again, but even if it doesn't happen again and your paths don't cross, not saying I'm wishing that, of course, but even if your paths don't cross ever again, you had that one moment and that's special and that's amazing. Like, I love hearing stuff like that, and I'm so happy that you had such a great experience with him, and I'm so glad you made time to share it and talk about it in your own time on the show. I'm so
Thank you
happy for you.
thank you for allowing me this, giving me the space to tell that story that you all know means a lot to me. I actually got this photo from from this convention in Anaheim um from a which from a Fatu family member actually.
Oh wow.
He's one of the he's an uncle. No, he's an uncle of Jimmy and Jay, but like
Un-
he's no
Uncle,
he's
cousin, family, friend.
yeah, 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 yeah. His name is Christian Many on Instagram. He's what's his Instagram? Forgive me for mispronouncing the name, but you were amazing. You're so sweet to me. Thank you so much. His name is Christian Meni, Meni, at Skufius. That's his name. He's great. He makes amazing art. He makes amazing. He he draws WWE superstars, cartoon characters, and he and yeah, he created this, and CM Punk actually he's actually seen this, so that's really
Oh.
cool. So Christian gave me one free print. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, there you go. This is
Yeah, that's beautiful. And let me also just say, with you talking about you crying and telling him that you cry just about every time he goes back to Chicago, and him admitting that he cries too. Crying is healthy and we encourage that on the Hardy Wrestling Podcast. I was actually having a moment myself because Raw came on, and we'll talk about Raw later in the show. Raw came on early, at 5 o'clock for us over here in Alabama.
yeah.
And so Raw goes off at like 7. So my dad doesn't want to stop watching wrestling. So he turns on Unreal, and it comes on, and the first season comes on Netflix. And they showed CM Punk's return. And I kid you not, I started crying because within the time frame of them filming season 1 of Unreal was basically when the Hardy Wrestling Podcast and me was basically just popping off at a lot of the media stuff.
Oh
So
wow.
watching that season was very emotional, and I just started crying, just watching the last couple of episodes, watching him and his return to WWE, and then watching the Royal Rumble and stuff like that, and just seeing how big of a role he played during that point in time is just really unbelievable. And then of course leading to him main eventing WrestleMania for the first time. Like, that was, last year was a banner year for that man.
Yeah.
And even the beginning of this year was essentially a banner year for him too. So, I can't wait to see him back. I do miss him. And I miss AJ as well.
We
But
love you.
I'm so happy, and I'm so happy you had that moment, and I'm so proud of you for your courage. And I'm also holding space and being proud of you and your identity as a neurospicy person, I'm so glad that we have that level of representation on the show and that you're sharing your voice and just being a representative of that community. I love that so much. So, Bianca, I'm just so happy for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God,
I
you met
celebrate you.
oh, celebrate you. You met your family. You met your
Yeah.
relatives. That's amazing. Oh, girl. I said, when you showed me that photo, I was like, oh my God, back to back. Like, this is so important.
Yes, I saw that. And then also, and then also Matt Hardy shared it on his Fan Friday, I believe it was last week, and then tagged me in the show in his story. So yeah, it's very legit now. And I'm so grateful for him and Jeff for coming down here to Alabama for Iron City Comic Con and for having that moment. I was so nervous, but I was texting my dad. I was like, I'm so nervous. Oh my God, I'm like, they're right there. But, I'm so happy that I even got to tell them thank you for giving us, your life and sharing your families and stuff with us for so many years. And they're still doing that because as of this past weekend, they're the new TNA tag team champions.
My
So they're still making history, after so many years in the game. And it's just a lovely thing. And because of them, like I said in my Instagram post, because of them, it'll always be cool to be a Hardy. So
yes.
yes. So I'm just so happy that we both got to share in those moments. So
I got a
yeah.
question though.
What is it?
How is Jeff Hardy like in person?
Oh, he's pretty chill. Yeah, he's really chill. You can tell sort of which one's the more talkative sibling. With Matt, he's the more talkative sibling, and Jeff is the more chill sibling for sure.
How they
Yeah,
would be in person?
they're both beautiful.
But Jeff.
But Jeff, he's definitely yeah.
You
Jeff is a lot is very much a heartthrob in the community, and I
told him the hot
understand
heart.
that.
Hey, hot
Um,
Hardy.
yes, but getting to meet them was a joy and it's something that I will cherish forever. So, yes, we got to meet our favorite people and hopefully we'll get to meet more later on down the road. But of course, now we got to get into the nitty-gritty of things because a lot has happened in professional wrestling. So, of course, we got to talk about what we liked in wrestling this week, even though I know the graphic does say what I liked in wrestling this week. It's me and Bianca this time. So, oh my gosh, we got to start with Night of Champions. And we, of course, have to start with the women because that's what we always do. And we just got to start with the fact that within this Queen of the Ring finals, you had Liv Morgan, the current women's world champion, going up against Io Sky. But before she went out to face Io Sky, she runs into Danhausen. And because she, is lambasting him about owing the Judgment Day money and all of the above, he decides to curse her. And in the midst of her getting cursed and not wanting to believe she got cursed, she slaps him in the face and pays for it dearly in her match against Io Sky. This match was fantastic. Both ladies did a pretty great job. Ooh, excuse me, pretty great, phenomenal job here. And then we saw a lot of the submission work that Liv has been working on. But in the end, that curse really did kick in, and Liv Morgan lost. And now Io Sky is our 2026 Queen of the Ring, which means that she has a guaranteed ticket to SummerSlam to challenge for Liv's Women's World Championship. And I was very happy. I loved Io Sky's outfit. It was definitely giving Genius of the Sky Pink Power Ranger. And as a fan of the Power Rangers, the pink one was my fave. So her outfit was just giving me all kinds of life. And I was just really glad to see her win and get this opportunity because since she lost the women's tag team championships with Rhea, I felt like there was a little bit of a downward slump she had until, of course, she fought Asuka. And then they had that last match at Backlash earlier. After WrestleMania. And now here she is, the Queen of the Ring. Bianca, how did you feel about her winning Queen of the Ring and now challenging Liv at SummerSlam for the Women's World title?
I thought she would challenge someone else. I didn't know she would give Liv another chance.
You thought
honest.
she would challenge Rhea?
I didn't know. Oh, that would be great. I didn't know who I wanted. Who I thought she would challenge. I just didn't think it would be Liv again. She's so sweet. Oh my gosh! But I'm glad Liv. I'm glad Io won. I'm. She was so cute when she put on the
I know, she's so cute.
cute. But then, wow, to give Liv another chance, and then everything before that, with Liv's reaction when with the no, I'm not cursed. I'm not cursed.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was funny.
but yeah, I'm glad Io won, and she looks great with that crown.
Yeah, she really does. I feel like the crown, the way that they designed the crown for the women and also for the men, but definitely for the women, is very beautiful. It's regal, and it's also, and it still has the feminine quality to it. And I'm still hoping that at some point WWE Shop will actually put a replica of the crown on sale because I want it.
That would be amazing.
Um,
Okay.
because I book it, yes. Like I love crowns. I was actually talking to a friend the other day about how basically my name Stephanie means is Greek for crown. So
Really?
yeah, Stephanie is the Greek word. Of course it's the feminine form of Stephen, but if you translate it in Greek it means crown. So I have a thing for crowns, and then it also feeds into my online persona being Queen Steph Hardy.
Yes.
So so
Wow.
yeah, like I love crowns. So seeing crowns like this just make me happy. And I just love that Io won because she's such as with as cute as she is and as happy as she is definitely a fierce competitor.
Yeah.
And her and Liv, I enjoyed watching her and Liv in this match, but I still keep going back to their match that they had at Saturday night's main event. It was one of the best matches on that whole card months ago. So I love seeing them fight each other, so I am definitely here for seeing them fight at SummerSlam for the women's world title.
And
But I did, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
shout out to Io's moonsaults.
Oh
Oh my
yes.
god. What? I am a moonsault girl. Look at that. Look at the height. Look at the arc. Look at the technique. Look at that. Oh my god. That wow. Amazing. And the top rope, like, come on. Like, oof.
Right. And she can hit that even from the second rope too. That woman is a flying goddess. Okay. Love her.
Wow.
Love it, love it. But yeah, she is our queen, and I am definitely here for. Oh, speaking of queen, I didn't mean to rush. I'm sorry. Um, I'm just really excited to see her go up against Liv for the title. Even though on my prediction show, I did predict that I thought that maybe Liv would win and actually,
Oh, yeah.
actually prop up like the destruction of the Judgment Day. But it's clear that they're going in a different direction, and I'm happy with that. I'm cool with that. But I am happy that Io won. So as we move forward, and speaking about queens, I just wanted to hold space for Charlotte Flair's outfit that she had.
That's it.
Um, I like
Horrendous.
it looks like a beautiful, colorful zebra that was designed by Lisa Frank.
Oof.
And this was during the match between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States Championship match. And of course, Jade and her baddies, Michin and BFAB, were trying to get the upper hand in that match and sort of, cheat for Jade. But Chelsea Green came out to help with Tiffany because they have their budding friendship. And then on top of that, you had Charlotte Flair come out because her and Jade have that beef that's been building up over the past couple of weeks, especially after the baddies attacked her. And she made the odds even. But I was not expecting Charlotte to come out and slay the game like this. This outfit fixed my vision, okay? Like I loved it so much. It was so beautiful. I love the colors. Like bright patterns or something that I gravitate towards. And it was just so gorgeous. And I was just like, oh my God, Charlotte, slay us. Slay your enemies with your style. It was gorgeous.
RuPaul would say this is drag.
Yes. Oh my God. It is. It really is. It's so extra and it's beautiful and over the top. And the thing that I love, even though I know fans feel weird and stuff about the women having to dress differently in Saudi Arabia, the thing that I appreciate the most as a girl is just seeing how much the women put into it over the course of the last couple of years since they've been going. Like they put so much of their own style into it that it's just like, yo,
Yeah.
it keeps you interested and it keeps you locked in regardless. So and this is just another example of that. Charlotte has just been eating with her fashions over these past couple of years, and
Yeah.
this is just no exception. It's just so gorgeous. But I am excited because on the right you do see the face off that she was having with Jade. So Bianca, would you be okay if Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill had a match at SummerSlam?
I would love that. I really
Mm-hmm.
would. I really would. That's main event. That's definitely pay-per-view worthy. You see where Jade came from. You know how powerful she is. And you know Charlotte. But yes. Not just her last name. But yeah, I've been actually that's a dream match, actually.
It is. It really is. Like I just can't. The one thing that I love in wrestling that I'm so happy that creatively I've gotten to do, even as a writer and not just as a podcaster, it's just putting stuff out there and just seeing how it manifests into the universe. Because I'll never forget the first article I ever wrote for Daily DDT. I wrote about Jade after she signed to WWE and who her opponents could be. And I literally wrote that her opponents could be Tiffany Stratton, could be Charlotte Flair, and could be Bianca Belair. And one of them has happened, and it looks like the second one is definitely on the verge of happening right now. Now, of course, Bianca, we might have to wait a little while for that one. But either way, I'm so thrilled that this manifestation is coming to fruition now between her and Jade, because these two women are just so powerful. It's kind of like the Rhea effect. It's like when you see these two women, you know that they're superstars, you know that they're going to bring it, and you know that it's just, a main event caliber worthy match, like you said. So I am very excited considering SummerSlam is 2 nights. There are so many women's matches they could put on that card for that weekend. And I'm definitely hoping and praying that Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill is one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely manifesting it.
imagine this was like a imagine they were in NXT. That
Ooh,
match today, not even well, and when NXT was I'm fairly new to NXT, but like in general, imagine that was on NXT.
mm-hmm. That would
Oh
be
my,
fire.
that would
Yeah.
get multiple, like many views.
Oh yeah, like and Charlotte, when she was in NXT, she was great, and she was also just incredibly hungry to prove herself. Now, of course, she could still very much right now be incredibly hungry as well, even though she's incredibly accomplished at this point, two-time Royal Rumble winner, 14-time champion, all the things. But I'm pretty sure her hunger is very different now than it was back then. But in NXT, it would have been awesome. Now, yeah, it really would have been awesome. But either way, I'm really excited about the possibility of this happening during SummerSlam.
What night?
Now, oh, yeah.
What night?
Oh, God. Oof. I say night two.
Hmm. Yeah.
Definitely night two. But I also wanted to go on and say that I did enjoy Jade and Tiffany's performance in the Women's United States Championship match. And I hope that within this match, this won't be the last time we see the title be defended on a PLE, because this was the first time it got defended on a
Wow.
PLE. So I'm hoping that it will be on future PLE cards moving forward. But this match was really good before all the crazy shenanigans of the interferences.
Woo.
Now, moving forward, we crowned a new king of the
Oh.
ring, and that is Oba Femi. I enjoyed the match that he had with Jey Uso. On a previous episode, I did mention that my top three to win King of the Ring was Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Jey Uso. And those three made it the furthest in the tournament. And Jey Uso, oh my gosh, the match he had with Javon was really good. And I was really hoping that Javon was going to win it, but then Jey won it. And it was to the chagrin of a lot of people, but I wasn't mad about it because I was okay with seeing Jey prove himself again to be championship worthy. Simply because, man, like when he won the world heavyweight title from Gunther, it just felt like a lot of people were sort of turning against him online, and the discourse was just really rough. So if this was going to be another chance where he was going to be in position to win another title, I was going to be okay with it. But Obafemi can't be denied. Oba Ruler Mania is running wild, and he is now our King of the Ring, and he is the fourth black man to ever be King of the Ring,
Wow.
alongside Viscera, who was known as King Mabel back in the day. Rest in peace to him. He was the first black King of the Ring. The second one, Booker T.
Wow.
And the third one being Austin Creed, formerly known as Xavier Woods of the New Day.
Oh,
So
wow.
Obafemi is the fourth black King of the Ring. And of course, it was assumed that he would have been in line for a championship opportunity at SummerSlam. But of course, Raw went a completely different direction. But I loved seeing a brand new superstar. Well, not brand new if you've been watching NXT, but still a new superstar come to the forefront and win a prestigious honor in this way. I was very happy with this. He deserves it. Oba is just, he just has it all. And he's just so young.
Mm.
And I just can't wait to see more of what is in store for him in his career. But congrats to Oba. Like, he never stops impressing me. He never stops making me happy every time he comes on the screen. And now he is a king. So, Bianca, how did you feel when he won?
I was not surprised. It was a given. Like, really, you put them again? You put Jey Uso and over Femi against each other. Like, it was obvious Oba would win.
Oh man, the Jade shade, Bianca, the shade at Jay. But he did do a good job in the match, though. He did. Jay really did give him a fight. I will
Yeah.
say that he gave him a fight. He didn't just let him get it easy. It wasn't like no squash.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a spit thing and bam.
Mm-hmm. He almost choked him out the same way he did Gunther, but then Oba was like, "Look, I'm not dealing with this today."
No. I'm not selling it. I'm actually winning. I'm the ruler. But as a Nigerian American, it makes me proud. Yeah, very happy. I'm very happy about the outcome. The only thing I don't like is the fact that he doesn't like pizza. That's a
Wait, what?
yeah.
Where did you learn this information?
I saw this video on YouTube. He doesn't like pizza. I know. I gagged too.
That's like, pizza was one of my favorite foods. But I mean, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. I mean, it's valid. I mean, pizza's not for everybody, you know. But I do want to ask him though. I want to ask Oba, since he went to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide.
Oh,
I want
boy.
to ask him if he's ever tried Milo's sweet tea.
Ooh, sounds good.
It is good. Bianca, girl, that's like top 2 sweet teas in the whole country, right next to McDonald's sweet tea.
Oh, Milo's restaurant?
Yeah, Milo's is a fast food restaurant. I'm not sure. Like, I know that Milo's, is based mostly kind of in the South, but at the same time, Milo's sweet tea, you can buy it in like most grocery stores and everything here.
Oh,
And yeah,
Okay.
it's really delicious. It is so good, and they have different flavors and everything. And like, it is a standard here in Alabama. So I wonder if he's ever tried that. I want to ask him that so bad. So we're gonna manifest an interview.
He would like sweet tea lemonade. If he
Uh,
doesn't, oh my god.
we're gonna manifest an interview with me and Obafemi so I can ask him questions about his Alabama connections.
And the Hardys.
Oh God, I would love that. But congrats to Oba for winning King of the Ring. We love it so much. We love his rise. And
Yes.
we'll talk more about him a little bit later on in the show.
Oh my god.
Yes. But oh my God, this is the year where impossible things happen. Now, when it comes to, I'm a Whitney Houston fan. So, the first Hammerstein Cinderella with Brandy as Cinderella and Whitney Houston as a fairy godmother. There is a song in there that says impossible things happen every day. And one major thing, of course, that has happened in sports that seemed impossible was the fact that the New York Knicks won the NBA Finals. And another thing happened for us in wrestling where Sami Zayn is now the undisputed WWE champion. The last real good guy who I have been lambasting on this show for the past couple of weeks because I don't like his attitude as of late, actually put his money where his mouth was, capitalized on an opportunity, and in his 10th try over the course of the last 15 years in WWE, maybe 15, I'm not saying that's a correct number, has now become the WWE champion.
Wow.
When I tell you this gagged me in that triple threat, I full-heartedly thought that Cody Rhodes was going to retain the championship. I really did. I thought he was going to go into SummerSlam as the champion and fight whoever was going to come next, maybe fight Sami Zayn on his own. But no, that triple threat happened, and those men beat each other pillar to post. But Sami saw his opportunity, took his shot, and covered and pinned Cody Rhodes fair and square. 1, 2, 3, and won that thing in front of his community, in front of his Muslim community in Saudi Arabia. They screamed, they popped for him, they carried him in the crowd. As you can see, he was crying on the post show with Byron Saxon and everything. I feel like for someone who was kind of coming off as like an in-between heel and also like an in-between face and not a full-on heel or whatever, this was this felt very much like a babyface victory for those he would call his ride or die fans. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been a fan of Sami since his days in NXT. He was one of my favorites in NXT back in the day, especially after his famous match with Shinsuke at NXT TakeOver in Texas 10 years ago now. And then of course when he came up to the main roster and fought John Cena in the US Open Challenge match, which of course went full circle as, John Cena passed that on to him when he won the United States title. I remember stuff like that. And when he came up to the main roster, I thought for sure that he would have had a chance at a world title back then. But it wound up not happening, because of so many different things. And then, of course, you have him and his back and forth with Kevin Owens, where they were friends and enemies and friends and friends again and hating each other, loving each other, winning tag titles with each other, main eventing WrestleMania in LA, and just so many different things. And then him basically being the equivalent of Rocky at WrestleMania 40 and defeating Gunther here again. Everything comes back to that when he had his 666-day reign as the Intercontinental Champion, and Sami finally defeated him. And then him with the bloodline, pure cinema. This man has done it all.
He's danced.
He's danced. He's basically like what my mom would say. He's been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt in WWE. He did everything but become the champion. And then he even had a match with Johnny Knoxville from Jackass. And of course, shout out to them because they're having their last movie come out. And now he's the champion. He's done it all. and now he can definitely say he's done it all because now he's a Grand Slam champion in WWE. He did it, he won it, and it was incredible to see. Character craziness aside, you got to be happy for the man. So Bianca, how did you feel watching him finally win?
First of all, I didn't realize he's never won the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
In all my years of watching him with that beret and skipping to his song, I go wait. That's when that's the Sammy I got introduced to. Oh, when he would remember when he would skip out and like fall. Oh,
yeah, yeah, with his ska theme song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh, but I love a hometown. I love a homecoming. I love when they win in front of their home, their people.
Yeah.
And I and like not like not like Oba winning. I I had a feeling that would happen. I was hoping he would win in front of his people and for him to get that reception. I'm glad it happened. And yeah, he deserves it. I'm glad he's taking that on dates. I'm glad he's right.
Yeah. Those are funny pictures.
Yeah. I almost said he learned from Drew.
Oh my God. You know, somebody actually tweeted and said, oh my God, what if Drew McIntyre was there? He wouldn't be able to fully enjoy his victory.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm so glad that Drew is off making movies because he really would have spoiled that for Sammy somehow. And then Sammy would have had no choice but to go back to actually being a good guy. And that would have been a mess and a half. So, but then you also have to imagine if him and Kevin Owens were beefing, and if Kevin Owens was well, how much that would have happened too. Like that would have been insane. But either way, I'm very thrilled for Sami Zayn, and I can't wait to see how he's going to celebrate Friday on SmackDown. That's going to be hilarious. I feel like it's going to be equal parts hilarious and maybe a little bit problematic while also being happy and celebratory at the same time. But
I am the world heavyweight. I am the WWE champion. He's gonna thank his family. He won't thank the fans. He's gonna say, "I did it without all of you. I did it with my wife, my son."
It's gonna be a mess and a half. It's gonna be a mess and a half, and I'm fully prepared and I'm fully locked in for it to be a mess and a half. But either way, congratulations, Sami Zayn. You did it. A champion is you, and this is just proof your dreams can come true if you keep working and keep plugging at it. You know.
Imagine the gingerbread comes back.
Huh?
Imagine gingerbread man comes back.
Okay, yeah. Let's leave Gingerbread Man alone. Let's leave him in the past. Oh my God. Okay, let's just leave the Gingerbread Man. I enjoyed the Gingerbread Man. Don't get me wrong, but let's just leave that in the past. Okay. But
Stay out, little boat.
Oh God. But yeah. So I also want to give a shout out to Nikita Lyons. Again, because she won the Evolve Women's Championship and she is a supporter of the show. Her and her mother. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her for that. I just thought that was just an incredible thing to share. So Nikita, the Lioness, has a title. So that's just really great stuff. So, and moving on with more wrestling stuff that happened this weekend, AEW's Forbidden Door, their event that they have alongside New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, and CMLL happened this past weekend as well. It came on at the same time as NXT Great American Bash. So depending on who or where you lie within the wrestling fandom, your attention was either on AEW or it was on NXT. But because this is a Mercedes Moné CEO Stan account, I just had to give props and praise to my CEO for winning and going back to back in the women's Owen Hart tournament. She is now the first ever two-time winner of the tournament, and now she has a golden opportunity to challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship at All In London next month. So I'm very thrilled about that. I wish it was happening in the States, but it makes sense that it's happening in London, considering that was kind of where she made her quasi AEW debut. So she was sitting in the audience watching the show. So and she had not signed with them yet, but she was invited to come and they put the camera on her.
Oh, wow.
So if she goes on to London and wins, it will be very full circle. And I hope she does win because she deserves that opportunity after taking women's wrestling global the way she did last year. And
The
she had
the name?
huh?
What was her name with all the championships?
Ultimo Monet.
Yeah.
Ultimo Monet, yes. She won all those titles and wrestled the very best of the best in women's wrestling all over the world. And this weekend dressed up in pink and black gear that called back to Natty and an outfit that she had on back in the day. Actually, at Evolution 2018, she won that title and had a stellar match against someone who I consider to be the future of women's wrestling, especially for Black women, Maya World. And also, if you have not watched or listened to the interview that I had with Maya World before she was signed with AEW, you can go back and listen and watch that too. But Maya World is so young and so full of promise, and she performed very well in this match and also honored her late brother as well. It was so great to see her reach the finals. And even though she came up short, there's still so much that she has in store. So I'm proud of her for performing against someone of the caliber of the CEO. But my GOAT, forever and always, won. And now she is winning championships. She says that dreams don't win championships, but I do. And you can't argue with that logic. You can't. You just can't. You just can't. So this is just a stand moment for Mercedes Moné. This is a CEO Stan account, and we are here for all of her success moving forward in whatever it is that she does. Conquer the world, Mercedes. Conquer the world. Conquer me.
Oh, okay. Well, hey,
I don't mean that, but I just mean just conquer my soul with all of your amazing wrestling. Just do that, because I will live. I live to watch her wrestle, like literally. She is my favorite horsewoman. And she is just, and to me, she is the greatest women's wrestler of all time, bar none. And I will argue with anybody. I will. I'll do it.
I believe you.
I will. I will argue. But yeah, I love her so much. So yeah. Now moving into NXT's Great American Bash, which happened at the same time as AEW Forbidden Door. Kendall Gray and Lola Vice had an amazing main event match at the Great American Bash. These two women tore the house down and proved why they belonged in the main event. Lola Vice, oh my God, she hit Kendall with all that she had to handle, but Kendall definitely came to play, and she played so hard that she hit her Shades of Grey from the top rope and became the new NXT Women's Champion, dressed up in her star-spangled gear in time for the 250th anniversary of the United States. So congratulations. And of course, channeling her inner Kurt Angle, because essentially that's who she reminds me a lot of. She reminds me of Kurt Angle when she wrestles and everything else, just being a top tier athlete in that way. So she had worked hard and she had gotten opportunities and lost them. So this was her third try, her third crack at it. And she gave her all and stepped up to the plate and won. So big ups to Kendall Gray for winning that championship. Even though a part of me would have preferred if Kalani Jordan had won it first. That's the name of the game. Kendall is now the champion, but now she has a big target on her back. So Bianca, how did you feel watching this match, and how did you feel about the performance of Kendall Gray?
Wow, this was this was an amazing match. I was shocked that Kendall Gray won, but I was not expecting it, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. I thought Lola would have had a lot longer, but you know.
And I believe before Kendall Gray won that her Shades of Gray, I honestly thought that Lola pinned her.
Oh, yeah. I could see that, because when you look at the Shades of Gray, it does look like it sort of harms her more than it harms the other person. But I can see how that could be confusing, because the first time I saw the Shades of Grey, I was kind of confused as to who was getting hit. But yeah, I understand that perspective. I get it, Bianca. I get that's valid.
And then also that double count out. Remember that?
Yeah, when they both covered each other and then they both lifted up. Yeah, I like that. That was amazing.
Can you do that? Is that illegal?
Like they both just flopped their arms on each other, but then they both moved, and I was like, "Oh my god!" The drama was so high.
Yeah.
The drama was really high in that match. It was really good. I loved it. But now that Kendall has won, I do wonder, where does that leave Lola? Do you see Lola staying a little bit longer in NXT, or do you think that she will ultimately move up to the main roster now?
I think Damian Priest says, "Baby, it's time. Come home."
I agree. I feel like she should go. She should move up to the main roster and spice up SmackDown a bit. Like, I think that would be perfect for her. I would love it if she were on SmackDown and actually, just popped off and everything, because she has been in NXT for a while, and I know she is still one half of the AAA mixed tag team champions with Mr. Iguana and everything, and she's been basically doubling back and forth between NXT and AAA. But now I think she has fully graduated to the big leagues, and she has put it all together to be the star that we know that she could be. So I'm definitely here for Lola moving up to the main roster and just going to SmackDown. And it would be cute to see her in a mixed tag situation with Damian Priest, her boo. And I loved her gear and how it was paying tribute to the New York Yankees, who is Damian Priest's favorite baseball team. So I mean,
my God,
that was cute. I liked it.
Wow, with the Puerto Rican flag behind her in blue.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing SmackDown. What is this?
I hope so. I hope so.
I see her doing something on SummerSlam. I see her appearing at SummerSlam.
Oh wow, that would be pretty cool if that were to happen. That would be cool, but I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because there was a point where I thought maybe Tatum Paxley would have moved up. But she's still down in NXT because she has a thing going on with Kalani Jordan now. And they had a match this past Tuesday. So I don't know. You just never really know the timing of the call-ups. But Lola definitely is someone I've got my eye on to get called up pretty soon, because she is just a force. And I was sad to see her lose the title, but it's okay. It's okay. Because with what she did with it, she took it really far, and I'm proud of her. So yes, love you, girl. Vice City, baby. And then of course Zarya and Tatum Paxley fought for the NXT Women's North American title, and that match was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. It was breathtaking, and Zarya really showed a lot of her anger and spite here because she stomped on her head, and that gave me a headache. And I was like, "Oh God, Zarya, girl, what are you doing? Are you trying to kill Tatum? Are you trying to kill our Tater Bug?" You could argue that maybe she did, but either way, Zarya retained the women's North American title like I figured she would, because she wants to hold on to that glory that she's now gotten with her new attitude and everything. So, but this match was fantastic. It was a great women's opener for the Great American Bash for sure.
Wow. Yeah, it was the opener. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, for the women, yeah.
In the women clothes. Hey.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I mean, actually, the match that started it, I think, was Tony D'Angelo and Naraku.
That's true. Yeah.
But you know, when it comes to the women, you know, they started it, but it was such a great start. Like, it was very breathtaking. I feel like these two are just incapable of having a bad match with each other. It was really good. I loved it. So now we move into the men of the Great American Bash. And Saquon Sugars versus Dion Lennox was really good. I'm enjoying seeing Saquon on his own. I feel like there was a line that Saquon said in his promo against Dion Lennox before this match. He actually said that Darkseid would be lost without him robbing Thicke. And that gagged me as an R&B lover, because I was like, because I love Robin Thicke and I loved his R&B albums before his divorce. And so when he said y'all would be lost without me, Robin Thicke, I was like, oh my God, Saquon, you are speaking one of my deep love languages when you said that. And then on top of that, when he made his entrance at the Great American Bash, his theme song said, I want to see Saquon. And I like that. Because I was like, because I mean, I want to see Saquon too, because he is one of my faves. I love Saquon. So with his theme song saying that, I was like, exactly. That's the energy I lead with whenever I see Saquon come out with that bat and with that one shoulder with them suspenders and everything, look like he finna like destroy everything. Like, I love Saquon's energy. I just love him. And he beat Dion Lennox, but then of course you have Dark State coming out there, feigning their injuries, coming out to prove that they're healthy, and they attack Saquon, and then Dion picked up his bat and hit him 2 times and then threw it down. And I was like, see, you know what? That's how I know you're not gully a gangster like you trying to act like you are. Because don't nobody get a bat, hit somebody 2 times and then throw it down.
Right.
Dion, you are not who you say you are. You are not that hard, okay? When you are pissed off at somebody and you got a bat, you bah, bah,
Right.
bah. Like, he is not who he thinks he is. And this only just gives me fuel to know that Saquon is definitely going to get his lick back on all of them, but especially Dion. So, but I was so pumped to see Saquon win. I was like, yes, Saquon, do that. So
I'm glad he's branching out.
Mm-hmm.
Being his own person. This is like the shtick. Not the shtick. This is like the thing they do. And this is like the, what's the good word? It's common in wrestling. I will say.
You mean groups breaking up and then one person striking out?
Yes, and all the members like beat that person up. It's like a gang. When you're trying to break out of a gang or like get initiated in a gang, you get beat up. You want to leave, you get beat up. Like you
get jumped out.
Right. You can't never win. It's a lose.
Yeah, but you know, Saquon, he just has an edge to him, and I feel like we're gonna see more of that develop as we get further into his solo run. But I am just so here for it. He just has everything it takes. I love Saquon. So, and we didn't really get to see him this past Tuesday, but hopefully we will get to see Saquon next Tuesday. Hey. I love him. I was so happy he got the win.
Hey, Saquon.
Now, I know this picture is
Oh,
kind of hard to see, but this was where Shiloh Hill attacked Tristan Angels underneath the ring. And I just wanted to talk about how I appreciate the fact that for the first time in my wrestling fandom, I have seen underneath the ring and saw somebody get attacked underneath the ring. Because if you think about every time you've watched wrestling and something has happened under the ring, you always see it from like the top or
mm-hmm.
you see it from the side where they
Right.
go under, but you don't see what goes on.
No.
This was the very first time where I saw something this innovative where you saw up under the ring and you saw what was going on underneath it. I thought that was very creative and really cool.
Me too. Me
I
too.
loved it. It was refreshing.
I think the last time, I think I remember CM Punk was live, and he was under the table one time, and
Mm-hmm.
that was before he came out to attack Drew McIntyre. That was my first time seeing under the table. So,
Yeah.
but this remi- I was that this reminded me of Wyatt Six, Wyatt
Oh
family
yeah.
homage.
Me too. Oh my God. My dad said the same thing. He said every time he sees Shiloh Hill go into his dark phase, it just reminds him of the Wyatts all the time. And I'm just like, oh my God, Shiloh Hill would have been perfect for that collective. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart, Jesus.
And
Oh
he looks
God.
like young Bray Wyatt. Tell me Shiloh Hill is not young Bray Wyatt. Or
Oh my
before,
God.
not even Bray Wyatt. What was his name? Was it Husky something?
Husky Harris?
Was that his name? I knew that was his name. Wasn't that? Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Shiloh Hill sort of reminds me of Luke Harper a lot.
Harper.
Yeah, Luke Harper, like he was the taller one with the beard,
Yeah, like,
with the darker color beard.
yeah.
And I think, yeah, and he went to AEW, but and
Brody,
he
Brody
he
Lee.
passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, John. Yeah, Brody Lee. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he passed. That's who really who he reminds me of the most
Really? Wow.
because they're both brunette. Um, and that's just who Shiloh Hill reminds me of the most. He reminds me of Brody Lee.
Wow.
Except of course he talks more. He's very kooky and everything. But Shiloh Hill definitely could have been a member of the Wyatts for sure.
Yeah.
That's just the energy he gives. But I'm really glad he got the win over Tristan Angels and got his Mr. NXT banner back because I voted for him. I didn't vote for Tristan Angels, okay? And he's just mad about it. But whatever. And yeah, we'll just move on because the picture's bothering me. And I really enjoyed the match between Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights for the NXT North American Championship. I loved it because it was definitely sort of like a Greco-Roman style type of wrestling that you see when you watch an ESPN and you see those college athletes get
Yeah.
down into the nitty-gritty of things. I saw it was a lot of cool professional wrestling, TV wrestling stuff in it, but it was a lot of technical wrestling in it that I really loved and appreciated from a sports perspective. And these two men definitely gave it. It was a very great hybrid of both styles. And of course, Miles Bourne retained the title, but Tavion Heights doesn't have anything to be ashamed of. He brought his A game. They both brought their A game, and you can tell that there's still a bond between them. And hopefully, they'll get it back as we continue watching NXT. But I enjoyed this match and just the athleticism of it.
Yeah. I mean, I really liked Miles Bourne. A lot of S's. Miles Bourne's promo. Yeah, he's like talk about retaining and giving Tavion his flowers. That's great. I love that. And yeah, Stephanie Records. That's my man. That's my boo.
Yes, absolutely. So big ups to him for retaining. And I miss Stephanie McCare. I miss La Primera. Please come back, my love. Oh, there's so many people I miss, but this match was great.
Yeah,
Now, just to talk a little bit about TNA, tonight there will be a tournament for the brand new Knockouts Television Championship. I love it when women's titles are commissioned and created by different promotions, because I just love anytime women get to battle it out for new opportunities and more titles the same way that men do. And I just wanted to share space and talk about it because the tournament does start tonight on Impact on TNA. And I wanted to big up Vicious Vicky Venuto because she is fighting in the tournament and she is a past guest of the Hardy Wrestling podcast. And she is now the new fiance of Rob Williams, who works in wrestling and also has his own podcast, BCP. And they have been together for a while and he proposed to her, so
On top of
congrats to
the
them.
building.
Yeah, so congrats to them. And she is in this tournament, and I hope she goes super far in it because I just want to see her win. And I love her so much. And she's fighting against Indy Hartwell. So I just wanted to, lift her up and lift up the name of the Knockouts because they were definitely pioneers of women's wrestling before WWE caught on and other places caught on and stuff like that. So it makes sense that they would give a television they would give a television title because I don't know if Ring of Honor has a TV title for the women. I can't remember right now, charged to my head and not to my heart, but I just love it when women get more opportunities like this. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, big ups to Vicious Vicky. We're rooting for you, girl, and I hope you go far in the tournament. And even if you win, that will be fantastic. But even if you don't, you are still that girl, and I love you so much. If you ever want to come back on the show, you are more than welcome. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I just wanted to gush over the women's title because I love championships and it's so pretty.
Oh, the purple and black. Oh god, I love big championships. Like I love big belts like that.
Yes, I love purple too. Just uh anytime femininity or feminine colors are placed inside of championships for women, I just love it. Like I feel like that's something we shouldn't necessarily shy away from. So anytime titles like that are made, I just gush and I love it. Plus, Bianca, it's my goal to collect every women's title that's ever existed before I leave the earth. So
Hey, it's possible.
it is possible, and I'm a piece of the way there. So if I just keep going, titles are expensive, but if I could just keep
Yeah,
going, oh my god, I'll just be so thrilled. And it's also hard because some titles, don't have replicas and aren't really for sale. Because I would love to have a replica of the WoW World Championship, um, just to
you got
have, but they don't sell replicas of their titles just yet. But I would love to have one. Cause I just love women's titles. I would love a Divas Championship at some point.
butterfly.
Um, yeah, like I would love that one. Or the classic women's title from the '90s. Like, basically, if you love me, the best gift you could give me, one of the best gifts you could give me, hands down, is a women's championship from any promotion.
She said, "If you love
I'll,
me,
if you really, really love me, you will buy me a championship title from any women's division ever, please."
you heard the founder. Her birthday is when? September 1st.
September 4th, like Beyonce.
Oh, work. Okay, even better. Hey.
Big Virgo energy. Oh my God. I love women's championships. So, hey, if you love me, buy me a title. Or give me some money, but buy me a title,
Right.
most definitely. Or both. Hey, why can't I have it all? Okay.
Exactly.
Why can't I have it all? We don't believe in scarcity here.
No.
So now we move into Raw, which was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And then you have a Jersey girl, the women's world champion, Liv Morgan, attacking Io Sky. After she was celebrating winning Queen of the Ring, her and her Judgment Day sisters, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, proceeded to attack her. So, and then, but before they attacked her, Liv Morgan basically came out there on the mic and said, "Look, you may have beaten me, in the Queen of the Ring tournament. But don't forget, I'm the one who beat Stephanie Verker at WrestleMania, and you don't see her anymore. I'm also the one who excommunicated Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day, and I stole everything from Rhea Ripley. So don't think that everything, can't come and fall down on you. And it's interesting that she mentioned all of that, but yet those people are still sort of, even though Stephanie Verker, is out and we haven't seen her in a minute, we don't know where she is at this point, even though rumors are saying that she might be injured. I'm not sure if that's true. Get well soon. Finn Balor is doing pretty okay for himself because he did have a championship match against CM Punk last year. As he was dealing with his stuff with the Judgment Day. And then you have Rhea Ripley, who is still a champion even after, you took the Judgment Day from her and everything. It's like Liv is just definitely trying to just hold on to her past victories. Like, oh, well, I did this and I did this and I'm going to ruin you and blah, blah, blah. But my thing is, you're still cursed.
Right.
That doesn't mean just because you did all this crazy stuff to all these people doesn't mean that you are going to do that to Io Sky. And even without the curse, Io has had your number. She had your number and beat you in the tournament. So what makes you think she's not going to beat you at SummerSlam? Come on, Liv. Be serious. She was just talking real heavy on Raw. But she was only doing that because she was in New Jersey and she was just feeling the energy. But whatever. They attacked Io, and I'm pretty sure Io's going to get her lick back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, the Judgment Day just proceeds to do too much while deep down inside their foundation is cracking.
I love how unserious they are.
Yeah. But they pretend to be so serious. In fact, they pretend to be so serious that they even took Danhausen's New York Knicks jersey. And then Dominic actually went out there and was wearing it. And I'm just like, how dare you desecrate that jersey like that Danhausen definitely earned, because him uncursing them was definitely had a hand in them winning. So you're just gonna take their it really did.
That's crazy.
Crazy
That's
work.
That's insane.
It is insane. Danhausen is a sports icon.
Like every time I think about his cursing and like what powers does he have? Like
the power of the tongue.
Right. Wow. That's true. Wow. Because even if it's a work or not, like outside of wrestling, like 51 to 53 years of not winning a championship, and now all of a sudden you guys are good now and you guys won the championship. Like what?
And then the fact that he cursed them at first and then uncursed them too.
That's
can you imagine what would have happened if he had not have uncursed them? They probably would not have won.
No. Wow.
They probably would not have even won or made it as far as they did if he had not have reversed the curse. But he reversed the curse and look what happened.
That's what you see like in Shrek or some animated fantasy. Wow.
But yeah, it's like I said, I feel like Danhausen, for all intents and purposes, just represents the power of the words that you speak. Like, even though I know that mostly falls under religious speak, because people say that in church and it's in the Bible, that life and death lies in the power of the tongue. But Danhausen is living proof of that, because if you keep speaking negative things over yourself, then that's all that will happen to you. But then if you speak positively and move with positive intention and with positive actions, then that's all that then that's mostly what you'll get.
Yeah.
So I feel like ultimately Danhausen is just the living representation in wrestling of what happens of the words that you speak. When you speak positivity comes back to you. If you speak negativity comes to you. But then also, if someone directs negativity at you, it's also a lesson in karma as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I know that's really deep. I know that's really deep thinking, but that's just kind of how I perceive it in that way.
Yeah.
um yeah, I know it's really deep because a lot of people are like, oh, it's just wrestling, but but then if you watch it on TV and if you internalize it and then if you just think about it and stuff like that, I mean,
Right.
that's just kind of how I feel. But
Because like it was it's wow. It's just insane. Like
mhm,
it's really cool though. And then because like I believe in manifestation and like
yeah,
in the law of attraction and yeah, and living in the end. Like if you believe something will happen, it will definitely happen. Just be grateful and just and persist in that belief. That
yeah,
wasn't magical human. You don't persist.
yeah.
Yes, you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah, Danhausen is a very magical human because manifestation is very real. Like it is very real. So as we move forward, I do want to discuss the fact that that in speaking of the Judgment Day, I am happy to see Raquel Rodriguez stepping up and stepping more so into her power. We saw her face off against Maxine Dupree to be next in line for a women's intercontinental championship opportunity. Um, and I was happy to see Raquel moving forward in that, even though it looked like she was kind of doubtful of that plan when Liv brought it up to her.
Mm,
I'm still happy that she is moving forward with it because she deserves a singles title. She just does, and she always has, and she's long overdue for it. And the
agreed.
idea that she defeated Maxine, even though you could argue, even though I'm pretty sure a lot of people felt like, oh well, duh, but it's not really oh well, duh, because Maxine is a great athlete.
Yeah.
And she was a former women's intercontinental champion. Like the idea that Raquel, defeated a former IC champ and moved forward in this way really made me happy and it put a smile on my face because I just want to see Raquel shine on her own as a singles powerhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. She looks like a singles powerhouse to begin with.
Right. She was an NXT women's champion. And I feel like a lot of people forget that.
There you go.
Like she was an NXT Women's Tag Champ when they had those belts, but she was also an NXT Women's Champion, and I feel like that gets lost in translation because she's been on the main roster so long. But yeah, she definitely deserves that opportunity for sure. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I say no. You go ahead.
Yeah, she deserves it. So I was happy to see her move forward in that, even though I'm pretty sad for Maxine. I'm not sad for Maxine. I'm sad that she lost that because I loved seeing her battle for the women's intercontinental title. But something that I am happy in seeing in Maxine is that I'm happy to see more of her backbone in standing up for herself.
Mm.
I didn't get to discuss how I felt about the segment she had with Chad at first when he apologized to her and to Otis and to Zawa for his treatment of them. But I did want to discuss Maxine's reaction to it. A lot of people online were actually booing her and didn't necessarily and felt like and then they were booing her in the crowd too because they felt like her reaction was harsh and everything to his apology. But I did tweet and say, and I think Bianca, you saw this tweet where I said that just because someone apologizes to you for their terrible treatment doesn't mean you always have to accept that person back into your life. Like you can have the best of intentions and move with that apology, and that's great and everything that you respect, that you can respect yourself enough to know that you were wrong and respect the other person to know that how I treated them wasn't the right way to move. But it's up to that person that you're apologizing to give them permission to come back into your life. Like forgiveness does not always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it means, okay, I appreciate the fact that you acknowledge that you were wrong, but you were not good for me and I don't need you in my life. And I like that Maxine said that and actually took that agency to stand up for herself and say, look, you treated us like crap Like, you embarrassed me, you embarrassed Otis, and you embarrassed Tozawa, and you treated us like we were trash.
Like, no
And
matter what.
right. And you know, you apologize, but that doesn't mean that we want you back in our lives. But I did like this part here where it seems like, look, like they were talking to each other at the very least, and there's a little bit of healing there. So, but it's all on Maxine, you know, and how much of him she wants in her life. But I do like the message that this conveyed here.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Chad Gable again.
Me
Feels
too.
good. Feels good. The whole I might get it was obvious he was El Grande Americana. Can we please be real about that? If anyone didn't know, sometimes forgiveness means close the chapter. Yes, agreed. And that's something that I'm slowly learning and have learned the hard way many times. Don't
Me
be
too.
because just because someone apologizes mean, oh, what am I trying to say? Yeah, don't. Yeah, if someone's not showing you respect, just lay off and
Mm-hmm.
don't and just and real yeah don't entertain it. Don't be the one putting in effort when someone else is not putting in.
Exactly.
And that's another thing I've learned the hard way. And ugh, I still have some gifts that I didn't give some people because they're out of my life. Oh my god.
Yeah, even though people look at wrestling as entertainment, I feel like with the storylines that are written here, I feel like there are still a lot of life lessons that they teach, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
if you internalize it that way. And I just feel like this was just a really good one. So I just wanted to like hold space for Maxine Dupree because I just felt like that's a really good trajectory for her character. Now, what she has going on with Austin Theory, on the other hand, I would love to know what is their relationship, because he's on a downward spiral because he lost the world tag team titles to the Street Profits. Braun Breaker lost his cage match against Seth Rollins, and of course Logan Paul is still out with injury. And Paul Heyman, even in this episode on Raw, seemingly abandoned him. So Austin Theory is just on a downward slope, and then he lost that night to Joe Hendry too.
Yeah.
But him and Maxine had been hanging out backstage, but we don't know what the extent of their relationship is. But he comes up to her backstage and he's like, you know, I saw you talking to Chad Gable. What's that about? And she's just like, look, it's complicated. But then he was just like, I don't know, if it's that complicated, then maybe you and I don't need to be, you know, a thing anymore. But I'm just like, well, what thing are you? That was never clarified with us. What thing are you? Are you guys a couple? Are you guys working together? Like, what? I thought maybe she was trying to join the Vision, but seeing as the Vision is seemingly on the downward, you know, turn, what's going on with them? But I do have a confession though. Austin Theory is looking kind of fine in this picture. I'm sorry. I know
He
he's
looks
not
like
I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but his body be bodying sometimes. And I just had to have a moment. I'm sorry. I'm a woman. But
he looks
be,
like Fez.
he looks like who?
Fez from Euphoria.
Wow. He kind of does have a similar facial structure to Fez. Rest in peace, Angel Cloud. I love Euphoria so much.
Yeah. With
But
body.
yeah, like I didn't realize Austin Theory gave me feelings like that until I saw him on an episode of Celebrity Family Feud. And and here again he was a tag team champion and he popped up with the championship, you know, and he had his shirt open and I don't know what was in my mind that day, but the way he looked, I was like, "Whoa, Austin, when did you get fired?" I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't know, man. He was just looking kind of right Monday. I can't. Um.
Puberty.
Oh. Oh God. I'm sorry.
It's the hormone, the
Oh.
testosterone.
Oh my goodness. That was really. I just had to. I just had to be honest. I just got to be honest. But I feel like that's gotten me in trouble. I feel like that's gotten me into a little bit of fun trouble this week, and I'll tell you about it offline, Bianca. Um, but in talking more about the women, Lyra Valkyria is she is crashing out because after her and Bianca, not Bianca, I'm sorry, all the B names, I'm sorry, her and Bailey lost their last opportunity at the women's tag team titles against Brie Bella and Paige. She attacked Bailey and crashed out on her. And she basically gave the reason why this past Monday. She said that she wanted to reach the top on her own. And even though she was the one who was hesitant to partner with Bailey the entire time, which she was. I'll give her credit where credit is due. She was right about that. She, opened her heart and was okay with being a partner with Bailey. And they tried multiple times and it just didn't work. So essentially it was almost like she was speaking about Bailey as if she was dead weight and that she was cutting her off. And she said, look, if I'm going to reach the top, I need to reach the top on my own. And it was just so crazy to see her, dressed up in sort of baggy clothes and without her glam on and everything, with her hair sort of down, with the bangs in her eyes and everything. Like Lyra Val is really crashing out, Bianca.
I saw it coming. I knew it would come. I knew it would happen.
I did not. I thought Bailey would attack her first.
Really?
Yes, I thought Bailey would attack Lyra.
That wouldn't be. I don't. I didn't see that. No, I think she was using Bailey to. Well, not well. Well, yeah, it's using her for her gain.
Oh wow!
Is that wrong with me to say?
I don't think so. I think Bailey, to a degree, was trying to save their friendship because at one point Bailey was crashing out a bit herself, and she was being erratic with Lyra a bit, and she was trying to fix their friendship. And in the midst of them fixing their friendship, they were going after the tag titles, and then everything seemed to be okay, but now it's not. So I'm wondering where this is going to lead, because we didn't see Bailey in this episode of Raw. And I know that also did not help things because my goat actually posted a picture of her versus Bailey / Davina Rose at Wrestle Dream for AEW, and I'm just like, hold on, is there something going on that we don't know? Is Bailey about to leave?
Oh my god.
So we don't know. We just don't know. There's a lot up in the air, but I'm hoping that Lyra and Bailey get a one-off match maybe so they can, fix their issues at the very least before Bailey leaves. If she's leaving, I don't know.
With WWE without Bailey, with we had WWE without CM Punk. And we had WWE without John Cena. So, oh my god, but
I feel like this is a conversation that I feel like deserves to be had. It's like we've seen what WWE is like without Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
But I feel like a question that deserves to be asked is can WWE afford to lose another horsewoman? Like, can they afford to lose another horsewoman? Because you have Charlotte Flair and you have Becky Lynch. And Becky, even though she's not as active as she used to be, she's still there. But at the same time, losing two of the horsewomen who essentially, not saying that the other two didn't, because they did contribute, but when you think about women's wrestling and how it looks now, it looks that way because of Mercedes and Bayley.
Yeah.
And especially given their match at NXT Brooklyn. I can't tell you how many interviews women have had over the past 5 to 10 years where they will talk about that match and how it inspired them to get into wrestling and inspired them to go find their wrestling school and be where they are. And so with that in mind and with that lineage in mind, like, even though I understand that Bayley does not necessarily have like the stereotypical look or whatever, but she can go in the ring and she is an asset. Like, how are they losing by not propositioning her with the prestige that they propositioned Charlotte and Becky with? I don't think WWE can afford to lose another horsewoman. I don't. I really don't. If they lose Bayley, then I feel like then that would be a great disservice to them. It would be great for Bayley for whatever it is she chooses to do down the road after that point. But WWE would definitely be on the losing end of the spectrum if they lose Bayley for real.
It would be like R-Truth. The whole Twitter frenzy would go.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be good.
No.
Like, you're losing a pillar of modern women of WWE modern women's wrestling if you lose Bayley, for real. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
If that happens. But I'm glad that I'm glad that we're having this discussion because it needs to be said. Like, Bayley just deserves more.
Yeah. Because the fact that she has had many championship runs, but not a lot of main event runs.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like pay-per-view main events. And the fact that she still hasn't had a chance at WrestleMania.
No, she has, because she wrestled.
Right?
Yeah, she wrestled Io Sky at WrestleMania 40 and actually won that title because she won the Royal Rumble that year. So she has had a chance at WrestleMania at the title and she won.
Okay, I'm sorry.
She just has not main evented though.
There you go. That's what I was saying.
But then again, it's been years since the women have main evented WrestleMania.
That's true.
Which is another problem that we don't have time to discuss tonight. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not seeing her on like the posters.
I don't like it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
She deserves more. She definitely deserves more.
Agreed.
So here's hoping that, they realize that and see and just don't lose another horsewoman. Because why? Value Bayley. Value all the women, but definitely value Bayley because she is she's a treasure.
Yeah. She's a rose.
Exactly. Now, moving to the men. Ova started the show and he, of course, was celebrating his King of the Ring win.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were predicting that a certain Pumpkinhead was going to come out and ruin the opportunity for him, but that did not happen and he wound up winning. But Pumpkinhead did show up on Raw. And he got on the microphone and said, look, Paul Heyman has been telling me you've been talking all this stuff about me. But he said, look, there's a saying, which is a saying that I kind of live by depending on my mood, which is talk shit, get hit. Excuse me for cursing, but to a degree, depending on anybody's mood, if you catch somebody on the wrong day, if you're talking shit at a person, you will get hit. And that's just how I feel about the situation. That's just how I feel about it. I mean, it's not exactly the best solution, but it is a solution nonetheless. Now, in the midst of this, Pumpkinhead decides to kick Oba in the hoo-ha and sneak him, which basically leads to Oba saying, look, this is exactly why I talk about you the way you do, because you always sneak me. You either sneak me from behind or you catch me off guard. And that's the only way you can defeat me. So let's fight each other at SummerSlam. And when Pumpkinhead started talking and he said, fine, I'll fight you at SummerSlam, but on one condition, I got scared he was gonna say he was gonna take the crown from him, and I was gonna start crying right then and there because I was like, please don't take the crown. But when he said Hell in a Cell, I was like, yes, this gets the blood pumping. Okay, as
You
much as
cheer for that?
no. I'm not cheering for the fact that Pumpkinhead said it. I'm cheering for the match itself because I love Hell in a Cell, number one. And the fact that these two big men are going to be locked in that thing, and this is essentially the end of a feud historically, I like it. Let's go. I don't like the fact that it's Pumpkinhead. I've spoken about ad nauseum about how I don't like that Pumpkinhead is there for obvious reasons. But in terms of seeing Oba in a Hell in a Cell and seeing him possibly win, I'm here for it. I love Hell in a Cell matches because think about the last Hell in a Cell match we got, Bianca. Punk versus McIntyre.
Oh, that was ooh.
And I
That
was
was
there for that too. It was lit.
you were. Oh my god, that was poetic.
Yeah, I was at Bad Blood Atlanta. And so seeing that take place was just nuts. So I just feel like this Hell in a Cell has just has the possibilities of just being amazing. So even though this kind of rubbed people in the fandom the wrong way, Oba did go backstage and tell Adam Pearce, look, I will forego my title opportunity at SummerSlam for now. It made sense to me in the moment because, of course, that's a huge deal. This is a new talent fighting an old talent in Hell in a Cell in one of the biggest shows of the year, one of the big 4 pay-per-views. It makes sense. But the only thing that I call into question is how is this going to feed into the pursuit of the Money in the Bank in October? I know it's early, but that is something that made me wonder because the King of the Ring isn't exactly something you can just cash in on like the Money in the Bank is. So I'm just wondering, like, when is Oba going to go after that opportunity and how is that going to feed into the Money in the Bank situation? But I am still excited for the Hell in a Cell match. But a lot of people online were like, well, what was the point of Oba winning if he wasn't going to go after the title at SummerSlam like they said? But here's the thing. Seeing what we got later on in the night, which we will get to, I mean, it'll make sense. It makes sense. All of it does make sense to me, but I am excited to see Oba in the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam. So Bianca, what did you think about this as a whole?
Everything. Oh my god. I said, I I said if he comes out, he better not come out. I said Bruno better not come out. And then the music said, I got pissed off. Oh my god. Oh my I got so mad. I got very annoyed. Oh my goodness. No, that oof. I couldn't look at my screen. I put the volume down. Oh my god, I was so mad. But I knew he would come out, and I knew something, and I knew there would be another match between them. And but hearing him talk by himself with no help from Paul Heyman is it's always very shocking to me. It's very shocking that he can actually cut a promo and he can actually talk with no help. But
Yeah.
like you said, I'm happy that this is coming to an end, and I'm happy that Oba will win this match, and it's really and I'm happy that this feud will end in a very very cinematic way. That is Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
I just was just something else. But I'm glad that this is the way that this feud will end. It'll
Me
be
too.
brutal. It'll be so brutal, very brutal. But I'm re- I'm yeah, I'm ready for this feud to end. I'm ready for Oba to win. And yeah, I saw online that Bruno likes Oba very, very much. That's why which is why he's giving Oba so much spotlight with him, because like he really likes him as a performer, and which is very surprising to me, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm well, I will say that I'm happy that someone that like Oba is getting the respect that he deserves. It's just shocking that it's him. So.
Yeah, it is shocking that it's him, but I am happy that this is the way that feuds end, because I think as I was getting deeper into my wrestling fandom in more recent years, the Hell in a Cell match, it they wouldn't have it as much, and then they would have it, and then it turned into a pay-per-view. But then growing up, my dad always said that the Hell in a Cell is basically where feuds go to end.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that this is, how it's going to end. So I'm really happy about it. I think it's going to be a really good match. I'm very pumped. And I'm just pumped for SummerSlam as a whole. Like the matches that we've got so far are eating. Like it's grabbing at me. It's grabbing at me greatly. So I am pumped about it. Oba is life, and I hope that he continues to give his all.
I want to see that ring implode.
Me too.
I want to see them climb up the ring. Not even in the ring, the cage. I want them to give me Undertaker, Mick Foley on top of the fence. The fence.
On top of the roof of the cage.
The roof, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And I want that ring to implode. If they don't go on top of the ring, like there, I want them to like do what they did. I want them to do what Big Show, or I'm sorry, Paul Wright, don't block me, and Braun Strowman did that one time.
Yeah.
Oof, I want that. I want that. And I chase that all the time.
Yeah, I wanted to. But as we move forward, I was happy to see Joe Hendry back on my television, because, of course, he helped the Street Profits win the World Tag Team Championships from the Vision. And he came out to play his guitar and celebrate with them with his concert. But then, of course, he got interrupted by Austin Theory. But he beat Austin Theory. So that was really cool. I want to see more of Joe Hendry on my television on Raw, because he's awesome. And I just love to see him sing, and I just love to wave my hands. And I love Joe Hendry. Period. That's it. That's all. I want more of him on my TV.
I love when he turns around and just looks at the camera. Like, I laugh so hard every time.
Me too. Oh my God, I love him. He's just so precious. He's just the closest thing WWE has, like, to just being just a precious teddy bear, because he's he's so amazing. I love him so much.
He reminds me of R-Truth. If they had a segment together, if they worked together, that would be gold. Oh, I think
they did have one little segment, but they need another. They need another. And it happened.
And then Joe Hendry can play his guitar and sing. Ooh, that's a hit right there. Oh my God.
Oh God. I'll smile so hard. But yeah, as we move forward, or at least try to move forward, hold on a second, because I thought I had it. Uh-oh. Am I frozen?
You're good.
Do you want to build a snowman?
You're moving.
My picture's frozen.
Yeah. Oh. You're not frozen on my end.
No, not me. I mean, Joe Hendry is still here.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Joe Hendry is still here, is what I'm saying.
Well, we say his name when he has appeared.
Yeah, but now I'm trying to unsay his name so he can disappear.
Oh,
like, what is?
Love you.
Oh no!
Uncurse the Stanhausen. Unfreeze the Stanhausen.
You are
unfrozen.
It's not. doing it. Oh no. Help. Okay. We're just gonna click out of that for a second. Um I don't know why this isn't working now. But basically, to move forward in the conversation, I do want to discuss the interaction that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins had.
Mm.
That was very emotional because, of course, Seth Rollins said that once he defeated the Vision, he wanted to get back the title that he never lost. And I feel like a lot of people sort of miss that in translation because on the post show, he would talk about every time, like, I want to, take back the title that I never lost because he had to give it up due to injury. He never lost that title. And of course, CM Punk held it, and now Roman has it. And, now he wants to fight Roman for that championship. But the one thing I did not expect in that whole promo was for them to just get so vulnerable with each other. I was not expecting that at all. I was like, hold on, bro. Are you serious? Like, what's going on? Like, is there something y'all need to discuss with us? Because the way that Seth was talking about him, like, I kind of knew it was kind of going to go downhill when he said, "Hello, brother." I was like,
Oh Lord. Oh.
"Oh."
Mm.
And he just kept talking.
Mm. Mm.
And he just kept talking about, their bond and how they came in together and, and how he said, "Look, if, you've done it all in this business in spite of me, stabbing you in the back and everything and ending the Shield, um, and how he was going to be a Hall of Famer and that he would probably be the person to induct him and all the things." Like, you can tell there's still a level of respect that they have for one another
Of
outside of
course.
the beef.
Of
And
course.
there was just so much love in between them. And I know a lot of people online were saying like that they really felt like they were holding back tears as they was talking to each other. Now, mind you, I wasn't looking that closely because I couldn't. Well, no, I could because I came home by that point because I was watching it at work at first. But it was just it was a very emotionally charged promo. It wasn't like I hate you, you hate me kind of rah, rah, rah. I feel like sometimes wrestling is at its best when you allow things to breathe and when you allow the realness of it to
Yes.
come into the television aspect of it. And that's just what I felt was taking place there. And it just felt very authentic and very vulnerable. And it was like two people who are destined to do this dance together, you know, accepting the fact that they will always come back to each other. It was almost like watching, I don't know if you've ever seen Grey's Anatomy, Bianca. Um,
Heard of it.
yeah, okay. But it was almost like that one scene where I wish I had the scene and I wish I thought about this before. But it was almost like that one scene where Lexi Gray was telling Mark Sloan, rest in peace, Eric Dane, that look, I love you and I'm always gonna come back to you. Even though I don't want to, I'm always gonna come back to you. That's basically how it felt. Like that's how that interaction between Seth and Roman felt to me. Like, as much as I might have despised you in the past, I'm always going to love you. I'm always going to come back to you. And that's just how that felt to me. Bianca, you look like you have some questions.
No, because you just said you just said Eric Dane.
Yeah, because Eric Dane, he got his fame, even though he was on Euphoria.
That's how I
Um,
know him.
yeah, like he got his biggest claim to fame was when he played Dr. Mark Sloan on Grey's Anatomy. He was McSteamy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah.
What?
And he
So
was a
there's a
part.
McDreamy and a McSteamy. Oh my God. I need to watch the
Yeah.
show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that was what he was the most famous for. Even though he played other roles, he was the most famous for that. So, and he
Wow.
was in this love affair with Meredith Gray's sister Lexi Gray. And
And
it was like
that's everything I want to know right now. And that's all that's all I need to know. No words for
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and they were off and on or whatever, but at the same time, I feel like, once you get into it, you'll understand.
Okay.
But that's just what Seth and Roman were giving me in that whole segment right there. Like, is as much as I don't want to love you, I'm always going to love you, and I'm always going to come back to you. That's really what it was giving.
That brought me to
So
I'm a Shield girl for life. I still have my Shield shirt.
yeah,
Love that. That it
and that
always.
was something. And that was something I mentioned on Twitter while I saw that. I was just like, with all of this talk about the Shield, I just wish that Jon Moxley were back in the swing of things. But AEW exists, and
Yeah.
oh, it's just so tough. It's so tough.
Yeah. It always makes me happy seeing them together in the ring.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the vulnerability that these two expressed to each other. So with that vulnerability in mind, we go to war. Because at SummerSlam, we have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, so it's set. Wow.
It is set. It is set in stone. Like I said, I am excited for the 3 matches that they have already announced for this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's like Oba and Pumpkinhead, Roman and Seth, and Liv and Io. Top tier stuff. I'm excited for SummerSlam.
Me too.
I'm so excited. Okay. Oh.
I think this will be one of the best SummerSlams. It just
It will. I feel it.
It's giving a nostalgic factor to it. It's giving WrestleMania 40, 41.
Oh, wow.
It's giving me that feeling of how big it will be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense because people in the wrestling fandom have said that basically SummerSlam is just the WrestleMania of the summertime.
It is.
So I'm definitely here for it. I'm very excited about it. I'm definitely pumped about it. So it's going to be good. I'm pumped. So now we move into NXT. And this episode on Tuesday started with Kendall Gray as the new NXT Women's Champion, cutting a very heartfelt promo. And here again, more vulnerability was shown because she talked about how cutting promos and being basically like a glamtastic champion is not exactly the strongest suit that she has, because she said when she was looking at Lola during their contract signing, she says it's like she knows that she doesn't look like a champion, and if she sits in the makeup chair for too long, she's antsy and she actually wipes some of the makeup off because she's very anxious about that, because she's very much it's given that she's very much a tomboy. And that's really cool because I mean, honestly, all girls just aren't really into the whole glam up type of thing.
Yeah.
And it just seems like when she was saying this, I know I'm a fighting champion and I'm at home in the ring. And that just and that resonated greatly because every woman, and I feel like women's wrestling has evolved so much so to the point to where all women from different walks of life can have a chance, and it doesn't have to be you have to look like Miss America or you have to be glamtastic or look like a supermodel in order to be successful in women's wrestling. And I'm glad that women like Kendall can coexist with women like Lola, or women like Kalani Jordan can exist with women like Jada Parker and stuff like that. Like it's different tracks, different women from different sides of the tracks coming in. And that's what I appreciated in hearing in Kendall Gray's promo, because she is basically like a big crossover athlete. Like this woman in high school wrestled boys, on the boys wrestling team. So she is very much like a hardcore, athlete, the same way Kurt Angle was. So I loved hearing that promo from her. So it was great. And then it was really precious to see Ren Sinclair, the women's speed champion, celebrating with the 2-layer cake the same way that they said that they were going to celebrate with. So it was just really adorable. I was like, give me some cake, but it's okay. It was precious. I loved it. So, yeah. But then, of course, you had Kalani Jordan kind of come out and speak her piece and talk about how she felt like that opportunity should have gone to her and not Kendall Gray and how it should have been her. But then Tatum Paxley attacked her from behind, which led to them main eventing NXT this week. And Kalani Jordan actually wound up defeating Tatum Paxley. And so now she is on her way with this very fierce picture with her very fierce braids, mind you. Love the hair. She is on her way to gun for an NXT Women's Championship opportunity, and I'm definitely here for it. She deserves it. So, yeah. Bianca, how do you feel about Kalani Jordan and her anger and frustration over not being in the title picture?
I didn't watch NXT. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to ask you, like, just how you feel about it, or just how you feel about Kalani Jordan in general.
I do like her character development, and I really like how she went from like sweet baby face to like, oh, I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna get what's mine, and the companies, and she has joined and dominated, and all the titles she's won. I like it. I really do. Seeing her main roster very soon. I don't know when, but I feel it coming. Probably again. I don't know. If not at SummerSlam, then I don't know. Sometime next year after she gets married. I don't know. But hey, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I really like the character development, and I really do. She's fierce. I like the face.
She is fierce, and she's only getting fiercer and more aggressive in her in-ring ability, and I love that. And I was always a fan of Kalani Jordan, anyway. Like, I'll never forget being at NXT Stand and Deliver in Philadelphia, and I feel like I was the loudest girl for Kalani Jordan in that 6-woman tag match I think she was in. I was yelling for her so loud to the point to where Mimi from Black Wrestling could hear me from the other side of the row. I was like, Kalani, and she was like, I hear you, and I was just like, oh my god. I was yelling so loud for her. So I love Kalani Jordan, and I want to see her, win the title at some point. And like I said earlier, I really felt like she should have won the title first before Kendall Gray did. But, I'm pretty sure this is feeding into the story more and more and feeding into her drive. So I'm definitely here for it. And I just love Kalani's braids. Oh my God. Look at her. She's so pretty. Okay.
Did you see her promo at Great American Bash to Tatum Paxley?
Yes, I did. Oh my God, it was so fierce.
Yeah, what she said, I'm gonna get my title, and then and then she was talking about like how she never cried. She doesn't cry when she doesn't get her way, but Tatum was crying, and then how Kalani can take it, and then she got beat up, and then the whole thing, it got serious backstage.
Oh yeah, it always gets serious backstage in NXT. It either gets serious backstage or it gets serious in the parking lot in NXT. Yeah. It's always NXT parking lot or it's backstage. Crazy stuff goes down, but Darth Lonnie is here to stay, and I'm here for it.
Yes, me too.
Now, another funny part of NXT on Tuesday was watching Lizzie Rain backstage do her air guitar and play the hard rock so loud that Izzy Dame and Zarya couldn't even hear each other talk. It was so funny. She opens the door. Izzy opens the door, and here's Lizzie like, and I'm just like, yes. Lizzie, I love you. I love Lizzie Rain so much.
Watch this episode now.
Heavy metal will never die. And I just love her. I love her so much. And I just can't wait to see her in the ring some more. Lizzie just already has everything she needs. But I want to see her succeed more and more. So it's gonna be cool. But I love me some Lizzie Rain, and this segment made me laugh because I was just like, bruh, how many times have I been dancing like that and someone has tried to get my attention? Too many times to count, but you just gotta rock out sometimes.
Right.
You gotta
Good.
headbang by yourself sometimes. Yeah.
He was in my head, yeah.
Yes. And then something else that I love, I feel like as a whole this week, NXT's women really have just been the most interesting part of the show. And another reason why is because of Carmen Petrovic, who made her return to NXT television in ring because she fought Jada Parker. And because she's on the team with Natty and Layla Diggs and Nikita Lyons. But then Carmen has also been on AAA because she's the female member of Pero Del Mar. So Miss Ma'am is pulling double duty, and you can definitely see the change and the confidence she walks with now. And yeah, her and Natty seem to be on one accord with trying to sort of, mush down Jada Parker and sort of humble her a little bit. But Jada actually wound up winning the match, but I loved how Carmen Petrovic looked. I loved her gear, which looked like gold and coins all over it. And I love seeing Layla Diggs out here too because she is very talented. She's on Evolve most of the time, on Wednesdays on Tubi, but everything I've seen of her online is incredibly promising, and she's beautiful, like she's stunning. And of course I love Nikita so much. So seeing all these women as a collective was just really good for me. And you could kind of tell that Layla Diggs was kind of questioning aligning with Natty because she didn't necessarily like how they were treating Jada Parker. So I think eventually she might, you know, push back against them. But either way, I just love seeing all these women together as this team. And I like seeing Natty essentially proposition herself as the last heart beating. All puns intended, and as the bar of women's wrestling. Mercedes Moné is the GOAT, but Natty is the bar. And if you cross her, then you'll make it. And that's just how I feel. So yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
This is a cool shot.
Yeah.
It's giving team badge, shield.
Mm-hmm. Team Dungeon.
Yeah. Ooh. Trademark. Ooh, trademark that, Natty. Trademark that. Oh my god.
Team
Y'all
Dungeon Dolls.
make your millions off that. And
yeah, I like it. But another interesting development in the NXT women's division is we saw the debut of Nikki Blackheart, even though, of course, we don't know if that's going to be her name moving forward. But in the independents, she was known as Nikki Blackheart, and she made her debut after the match with Tatum Paxley and Kalani Jordan in the main event. She beat up on Tatum Paxley. She slammed her, and as you can see, this woman is very imposing. She's beautiful, and she's just very muscle bound and very strong. And this also happened after Kelly Armstrong decided to make her presence felt by attacking Kendall Gray. And she and her have had beef in Evolve over the Evolve women's title. So this is carrying over from that. And it's just all kinds of interesting stuff with the women that's just happening. And the women's division just continues to be the strongest part of NXT to me. Like the men are doing good, but the most enthralling thing to me is NXT's women and how they're being propositioned. And it's just great. And I just want to give all the tens to Shawn Michaels for how he's propositioning these women to look like the superstars that they are. I love it. I just love, 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 love it. I'm so excited for the future. I'm so pumped. But basically, that's where we reached the end of our time together because that's all we liked in wrestling this week. Now, of course, Bianca, thank you so much for joining me and coming back to the show. I miss you so
Oh, thank
much. I know scheduling has just been kind of rough and stuff, but
you.
I'm so happy you were able to come back and do the show. Wrestling is just getting more and more exciting, so I'm just really happy we were able to get together and talk about it this
I
holiday
told you
weekend.
I would. I knew I would.
Yes, babe. So, of course, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and what you've got going on.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. On my personal at Bianca Addison. It's BIANCAADDISON. I also I also post ring announcing videos. So if you like to be on my ring announcing journey, you can follow me at Ebony Rose Ringside. That's EBONIROSE Ringside. And whoa, I actually started going to Santino Bros in Arcadia to shadow the production in hopes to get my foot in the door ring announcing wise. So that's very exciting. Thank you. I rang the wrestling ring for the first time. That was so fun. Oh my god. I'm learning the production aspect of that, and I've learned a lot in my short time there. I'll be hopefully going back on the 6th July 16th. But yeah, it's things are happening, and I'm very excited. So yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you went to Santino Bros. I've heard nothing but good things about them. And I know a lot of wrestlers who've come through that school and everything. So I'm so excited that you're getting involved in the production aspect of it and also doing your ring announcing stuff too. I'm so happy. Like getting involved in the independent aspect of it is definitely like one of the best ways to grow more and more respect for it. So I'm so happy that you're having that experience, girl. Keep making those connections and you just keep going, sister. I'm so happy for you.
So fun watching.
Yes. Okay. So yes. All right. So know you can follow me, your girl Stephanie Hardy, on Instagram and Twitter/X at Queen Steph Hardy. You can follow the show, The Hardy Wrestling Podcast, on Instagram at Hardy Wrestling Podcast and on Twitter at Hardy Wrestle Pod. You can listen to the show on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere you get your audio shows. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is The Hardy Wrestling Podcast with the logo over there, and get those numbers up. And also you can follow me on TikTok at Stephanie_Hardy, where you can see a lot of the clips that I post and share and everything else. And every chance you get, anytime you see me make posts on Facebook or anywhere else, you can reshare them, repost them if they resonate with you, and continue to get the word out and support Black women in wrestling media and in other avenues as well. So, of course, this has been the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with your girl Stephanie Hardy and Bianca Addison. I hope you have a fantastic and restful weekend and stay safe, because it can get crazy out there. So I hope you're staying safe and eating all the barbecue and potato salad that you might want and everything else, or just laying down and resting, or just doing what it is that you do.
Lock your door.
And
Me too.
yeah, and until next time, bye,
Bye.
y'all.